So, one of the things that you're going to have to realize in life is that it's a cycle. Okay? Everything around you, everything from this this protein drink to this empty glass to me to the computer to the house, home, whatever around you, it's all made of the same thing. Okay? It's all made of the same thing. Energy. Now, we can go into the science around that if you like. We can talk about the difference in photons, electrons, and we can get into valence electrons and how they work differently in the different elements, such as uh, fluorine, I believe, is the one that the valence electrons get really sticky. We can do all that, or you can just accept the fact that in life there's going to be up and downs, like a wave, like a light wave, or as the science shows, electrical current, we measure it as a wave. Everything is a wave. Okay, there's going to be ups, downs, and when you get right down to it, we as humans have an up and we have a down. We're younger, so we go up. Our energy levels go up, and we get older, and they go back down. The important thing that you have to remember, whether it's just in life in general, playing a good game of poker, or just working the stock market, dealing with your finances, dealing with life in general, is there will be ups and downs, and they will always happen. It is a cycle. So, what does that mean? Well, you have to fight against the ease. When things are easy and you're going uphill, you're going to ask yourself, well, what can I do? Well, I don't have to do anything. This is great. That's the wrong mindset. You're going to get really, really, really into how great things are when things are good. But when they go bad, you're also going to be more tempted to think that things are bad. And so you have to fight against ease. When things are good, find something to work on. Pretend that the world is not as good as it seems, because it never is. There is always something else going on. And this is not to be pessimistic. This is not to be negative. This is not what I'm saying. The importance is to have the mindfulness, to understand that when times are good, that is temporary. And when times are bad, it's either going to be final or it's going to be temporary. Either way, if it's temporary, you're not going to have to worry about it in 5 years. And if it's permanent, then, well, you don't have to worry about it a lot sooner than that. So the important thing is fight the ease. Fight against feeling like you don't have to do anything and wanting to be lazy and just not wanting to find something to do that's productive to change your environment. Because life happens like this. And when you're going up the curve, things are great. And when they're not, like the entire world did in 2020, things go down and things get bad. The important thing, and whether you're playing poker or you're, dealing with life in general, is to mitigate risk. That is the one thing that you do. When things are good, you collect resources, you stash them away, and then when things are bad, you use the buffer you have to help out, but you actively try to make things better. You do this with insurance. You get insurance of the kind that you need. Talk to an insurance specialist. If you need one, I'm sure I could refer you, but I probably don't have to. Leave a comment if you actually need a reference. And if you feel like things are going too well, that is your sign to go, okay, I'm in a good spot. I'm going to appreciate this. I'm going to be thankful for this. And finally, I'm going to make sure that my life is better by focusing on what I can do to improve it right this moment. Now, you can do that in several ways. You can immediately say to yourself, okay, well, what can I do? And then think of something and do it. Or you can have a list already prepared for all of this. Now, typically, when I'm dealing with the world, right, one of the things that I do is I'll take a multivitamin. It's healthy, it's simple, and it's a gift to my future self. And that comes into the next part of this. There is ups and downs in life. And I'm probably not enunciating this well because it's a random thought and I just wanted to make this video quickly. But when it comes down to the highs and the lows, you have to mitigate the risk of the lows. Okay? If you're dealt with bad hand, you fold. You get out of the game as fast as you can and you move on to the next hand. That is how poker works. Sometimes you're just dealt a hand that you can't win on. And the same is true for life. It's important that you accept that. Look at your world and your life in a strategic, mindful manner. And you focus on making sure that you're chasing those highs. And when things are low, you are actively doing what you can to bottom out quickly so that you can come back up. That is the only thing that you need to worry about. Now, how to do this is the hard part. A lot of people take these abstract thoughts and they get lost. So I'm going to tell you something that you can do today. Talk to a doctor. Get set up with any medical things you need to take care of yourself. Talk to a lawyer. Do your estate planning because someday we will all die. That's just how it is. Old age, accidents. I got hit by a car and I survived, but that doesn't make me think that I won't die. So you have to understand these things, as scary as they are, they need to be faced head on. Look at them head on. Face them. Face the fear. Just do it. And once you've done your estate, what they're going to do is they're going to ask, well, what about your estate? They're going to ask about your finances when you talk to the lawyer. Guess what? You get to talk to an accountant now. And yes, you should talk to an accountant. If you don't already have an accountant, get one. You need a lawyer, an accountant, and between that, that can solve a lot of your problems. Even if you don't talk to them very often and you're just doing the yearly tax filing with the accountant, they will save your ass. And so as part of that, you need to understand that this is also about delegation, because when you're going up and down, it's not just you. It's not just the wave of reality. Reality is a wave. Okay? Everything around you is pulsating. Even this video, it goes in and out because I'm waving my hands. It doesn't know what to focus on. That is the world. Okay? Whether it's a protein drink and the fact that I'm holding it, because you get down to the science, this is actually not solid. It's actually held together by electromagnetic fields. And what I feel as touch, holding it, is actually the electromagnetic fields pushing back against the electromagnetic fields of my hand. Okay? It's like two magnets that can't be pushed together. It's exactly like that, but a bit more complicated under the hood. So what you have to understand is that everything is pulsating. Everything is just going up and going down. While one thing is going down, another thing might be going up. My success in life has been that I can look at things and go, oh, I know the trend that is going. Okay? Whether it's technology, my native software development, reading people because I've got a lot of trauma, and so I've got the skills that come with that. It's about making sure that you fight the ease, because when things are going good and you're in that you're in that sled going down the hill and you're going really fast and things are great, you're going to land. You're going to hit not a snowbank, you're going to hit a car. And so you have to be careful, but you need to understand that the world has highs and the world has lows. They always remember this one thing: this too shall pass. Now, with that in mind, These are the things you need to do. If you have no other anything else on your task list, first create a task list. Add the 2 things that I talked about. Talk to an accountant, get your estate in order. Tell them that you need a balance sheet for yourself. They'll know what you mean. And they'll also recognize that you probably have somebody in your life that is giving you advice that you don't know how to follow, and they will help you. Once you have that, go to a lawyer. Family planning lawyer or just a general counsel might work. It depends on your state, so look that up. That's the next thing on your list of things. Once you've gone through with this, you've probably spent a couple $100 with the accountant and maybe had some time with a lawyer, depending on whether or not they're willing to give it time for free. It can be expensive, but it's worth it. I never consider the price when dealing with lawyers. Well, I do consider the price, but I generally don't worry about it because it's going to be a couple $100 at most for the basics things, and you should talk to them if it's different. And if it is different and you're like in New York or something dealing with really fancy lawyers that want to overcharge, well that's on you, because I'm in Washington. So either way, think about this. Make a list of things to do when things are going great. That is the secret. When things are good, you keep working because you're already working when things are bad because you're scared, you're worried, you're anxious, you have the fear because let's face it, when things are bad, things are bad. What can I do? How can I save myself? What's this anxiety? That's how it works. So calm down and remember, fight the ease, focus on the big stuff, okay? Hunt antelope, not field mice. You're not gonna feed your family or yourself eating mice. But if you take down an antelope, that's a good dinner. So, with that in mind, take these rules, remember them, because this came to me and I just had to say it, and I know it's true.